All right, y'all, today is the day. FOMC, baby. We are live. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray that you and your family are super blessed as Jerome Powell is about to come out of the closet and start flapping the gums, telling us exactly what everything is going to do for the next rest of the year. Are we going to cut interest rates 25 beats per second, 50, 100, 100,000 beats per second? As we all know, Jerome Powell is the drummer of a grindcore band. He loves to play those really fast blast beats on the snare drum at very many high beats per second. He's going to cut the rates, bringing out those dang scissors to give us a rate cut, man. And I'm going to cut 1 hair per basis point today. Now, earlier today, we weighed in, the Jason Casper Network weighed in with former President Trump to see what he has to think about this.
Let's talk about Jerome Powell. This is going to be the best rate cut ever. We're going to cut rates better than anyone ever has in history. 25 basis points, 50, 100. It's going to be huge.
We also had the privilege of sitting down with former President Barack Obama.
Jerome Powell, let me tell you, that man is about to come out of the closet and make it pump like crazy. Michael and I are so excited to watch this crazy volatility.
So things are getting very, very interesting, guys. Very, very exciting because right now, as you can see, the Bitcoin price is consolidating in this little pattern here. We go over to TradingView, and what do we see? A nice little pattern right here. Oh, wow, would you look at that? Are we going to pump? Are we going to break out and pump, or are we going to dump? One thing is for certain. The volatility is going to ensue. And if we take a look at the CME group, right here, we can see that 61% of people are thinking that he's going to take down the basis points, cut rates by up to 0.5%. And 39% are saying he's going to cut rates by 25 basis points, 0.25%. Now, when we come over to forexfactory.com, we can see right now that the forecast as it stands is a 25 basis point rate cut from 5.5% down to 5.25%. And this is going to happen in about 1 hour. And then half an hour after that, there's going to be a press conference where Jerome Powell himself is going to start to talk. Now, what can we expect right now? Well, we can expect massive amounts of volatility. Massive amounts of volatility coming in as soon as the decision is made. And it's very, very interesting because where we're at right now with the Bitcoin price, I'm going to erase everything here, guys. We have come up to a very, very key area of resistance, as we know. We've been in a downtrend this whole time, and we've rejected from none other than the Fibonacci golden pocket resistance back here at the end of August. And then, of course, just recently, we came up to that area in between the golden pocket and the 786 yesterday, where we're currently finding a little bit of resistance. Now, we have a lot of conflicting signs on Market Cipher B. If we go to the weekly time frame, what do we see here? Well, we see a green dot printing on Market Cipher B. El Punto Verde, the Mexican gangster, very bullish, trying to smuggle the blue candles across the lines of support and resistance right here. But if we go to the 4-hour time frame, what do we see here? El Punto Rojo, his arch nemesis, trying to bring the price to the downside. However, and this is very important, we need to understand that whatever happens within the next hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it's going to be a quick, fast move, and then the market's really going to change direction. All right? Now, we sat down with President Biden to see what he had to say about this.
Now, let me be clear. Inflation is down lower than ever before in the hysterectomy of ZIF country. Jerome Powell's about to.
Of course, I didn't quite catch that, but thankfully we had Obama interpret for him, and this is what he said.
Jerome Powell, let me tell you, that man is about to come out of the closet and make it pump like crazy. Michael and I are so excited to watch this crazy volatility.
So apparently, Obama and Michael are expecting crazy amounts of volatility. Jerome Powell's going to come out the closet and absolutely pump it. But here's the thing. We really do need to be aware of some very important areas of support and resistance on this chart. First of all, if we start to get a massive pump to the upside, where are we going to be looking for that resistance? Well, for the Bitcoin price, we know for certain that the $67,000 zone is our major area of resistance if we get a massive pump. Will we get a massive pump? We don't know yet, but why is this level so important? Well, for 2 reasons. Number one, it will be the liquidity above all these highs. Everybody who's been short from 65K, expecting lower prices, will be stopped out there. So we have lots of liquidity to the upside here, right? Number two, it's the highest volume node of this range. And number three, if we take a trend line from all these highs and connect them together, you can see that it pretty much lines up perfectly with that the trend line that we have right now. So that's going to be a very, very important area to the upside. Now, I want to take a look at this here, guys. We right now are at a very important area of support because we have gotten a move up. Right, we're going to go ahead and put a horizontal line on the chart. This horizontal line, right around $59,500, what is this? It's the macro value area low. Right now, what has happened is the Bitcoin price broke above, came back down, made a higher high, is retesting, and so we could start to see some kind of crazy squeeze when this news comes out. Now, on the contrary, let's talk about some potential bullish scenarios. This is the 4-hour time frame. What do we see on the 4-hour time frame right now? Well, as the price is getting higher, as we're coming into that resistance, the momentum waves are getting lower right here, giving us the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried man boob pattern. Whereas the price is getting higher into key resistance, the man boobs for Sam Bankman-Fried are in fact getting lower. In fact, if we just take this and we come over to the Bitcoin chart and we just pop it on the chart here, we can actually see that on the 3-hour time frame, as the price is getting higher, the man boobs are getting lower. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because if you were here yesterday, you saw why I decided to take the short trade from this area right here is because, well, we were coming up to a key area of resistance and we knew that this was a good place to hedge ourselves against the long trades that we were in. Of course, it turned out to be a good idea because here we are, you know, down 80%, of course, 37x leverage from that area. All right. So there's a lot of crazy stuff that could happen right now. We're going to start to see JP come out the gate. We're going to start to see the volatility come in. Then we're going to stick around for the press conference. After that, we got the Sam Bankman-Fried man boob on the pattern. We got the breakout and the retest of this very important area of support right here at 59.5. And locally, we are forming this falling wedge pattern with some bullish divergences. On the bottom here, money flow starting to cross over. Let's wait and see, guys, how this plays out, man. This could be an absolutely insane move for Bitcoin. Now, the highest probabilities here, guys, I will say this, right? I will say this. What I'm looking at right now is basically, if we get a pump up, if we're looking for local trades, we need to be aware of basically just coming up to around the $62,000 zone right up here. This is going to be our next area of resistance based on the 4-hour order block and the previous highs. And then, of course, coming down to take out all these lows that we have right here is going to be our area of support locally, right? So you know how these things kind of go. When you have a news event, we tend to get a little bit of we might do something like this and then drop it. Or we might drop it and then do something like this, end up back in the middle. So for the next few hours, we're expecting a local volatile move, but then the market's going to choose a direction. Now, how are people going to react to the interest rates? All right, most people are expecting a 50 basis point cut, which is very interesting because you have to think to yourself, how is the market going to interpret a 50 basis point cut? A lot of people say, oh, that's super bullish because it means inflation's come down. Well, people might actually look at that as being bearish. They might look at it as the Fed freaking out saying, oh no, we're in a recession, we're heading into a recession, we need to do everything we can to prevent this recession, and that's going to cause a big downturn. Something else we need to think about, guys, S&P 500 hitting new all-time highs. You know, you have to think, are people going to start to take profits here? Are people going to be taking profits at these all-time highs? If we start seeing a lot of selling, that could cause a domino effect and we could see a lot of things take a downturn. Now, that's if we get a 50 basis point cut. Now, of course, people could interpret it bullishly, right? Now, 25 basis points. How's the market going to interpret that? Obviously, it's a slower rate cut, right? But we have to think to ourselves for that too. If everybody's expecting a 50 basis point rate cut and it's only 25, maybe that will have a bearish reaction. There's a lot of different ways the market could interpret this right now. And so our job as traders is to be aware of the key areas of support and resistance. No matter what happens, we need to make sure that we have a plan in place.
Let's talk about Jerome Powell. This is going to be the best rate cut ever. We're going to cut rates better than anyone ever has in history. 25 basis points, 50, 100. It's going to be huge.
All right, now make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour of the live stream, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. That's right, 1,000 Tether If everybody likes the stream right now, we will be giving away 1,000 Tether. What a great deal. Like the stream to potentially make $1,000. I can't think of a better deal in the world. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to Pinoy Viral Clips TV. Shout out to AMD, everything will crash and then shoot up as always. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish, who says, my source says don't be surprised if they do 0.5. Shout out to Who Are You, he says 75. Shout out to Crypto Yacht in the chat. What is going on, my bro? God bless you, man. So good to see you here, man. It's been quite some time. Was that AI Trump? No. We actually sat down with Trump before the broadcast, and we had some time with Trump. All right, we sat down with Trump. We also sat down with President Biden to discuss as well.
Now, let me be clear. Inflation is down lower than ever before in the hysterectomy of ZIF country. Jerome Powell's about 2.
So yeah, obviously he was very clear on that, and so we can assess from what he said that clearly, yes, the price is going to move when things happen. All right, Crypto Crank says no rate cut today. Shout out to Rush Gott. Shout out to Cedo Roth. He says God bless Jason. God bless you. Shout out to Ethan. God bless you, bro. Shout out to DV. Shout out to Bawa the Builder. Shout out to Prabath. God bless you. Sorry, I can't say your last name. I'm sorry about that. Shout out to Dark Eva. And shout out to Ivonita El Samovita. All right. So, coming back to our daily time frame here on Market Cipher B, we do have a few very interesting things to be aware of. You know, first of all, it's very important to look at the potential right now for anything to happen. The market has been waiting for this day. When we look at daily Market Cipher B, what are we seeing right now? We are seeing the potential for more upside, right? We bounced right from that zero line. We printed the red dot, potential for more upside. We come down to the 8-hour time frame. What do we see? Red dot, but money flow getting thicker. We come to the 4-hour. What do we see? Once again, red dot, but money flow getting thicker. We come to the 1 hour. Now we're starting to see on the 1 hour time frame a nice trigger wave printing here. After making a bullish divergence here on Monday, we come down to the 24-minute time frame. Local bullish divergences, money flow starting to get thicker. But at the same time, yesterday's high does look nice. So the market is literally coiling up right now for a massive volatile move. We also cannot forget the fact that, well, when we take a look, in fact, let's take a look at, I think there's an indicator. Yeah. We could look at rate cuts and we could look at rate hikes. Historically speaking here. Whoa. What is going on with this chart? This ain't right. This ain't right. Hang on. I want to look at the historical rate cuts. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. You know what? I can't find the indicator now, and that's okay. We don't need the indicator. Historically speaking, when we go back in time and we look at times that the Fed has hiked rates, cut rates, or made any kind of rate decision, it typically tends to be at one of the major pivots, whether that be in the bear market or the bull market. Most of these major pivots that happen in between these ranges, the beginning of that entire move happened right around the time of the rate cuts or the rate hikes or the rates staying the same, right? And so now, the first rate cut in multiple years, we are literally at a major area of decision for Bitcoin, a multiple year resistance, and we understand that locally we are in a bit of a downtrend here. Some people look at this as a bull flag, others look at this as a trumpet pattern. Here's the reality, guys. If we're going to see Bitcoin make another move to the downside, the most probable place that we see the price come down to is going to be the low 40s. All right? And so this could be, let's say we get a pump and dump. Let's say this is a buy the rumor, sell the news event. We could very easily see the Bitcoin price pump up to that $67,000 level and then drop all the way down to the $43,000 zone, where the truth is we must hold if we're going to drop down to the $43,000 zone, because we have so much confluence at that area. We have the golden pocket. We have the value area high of the last 4 years. We have the point of control of January. We have the trend line of the entire bull market right here, guys, going all the way back to November 2022. We have this lower trend line right here of these lower lows that we've been making in this consolidation. Lots of intersectionality right here. Shout out to all my fat, white, ambiguously gendered college students majoring in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies. Because I know how much you guys love intersectionality. I myself enjoy intersectionality. Having majored myself in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies, well, I know how to look out for intersectionality, and right here, everything is intersecting. This is going to be the make it or break it for the bull market, right? There's some people out there saying, bull market's over. I personally feel that the bull market is not over. All right, this is a feeling. But $40,000 to $43,000 is a level that must hold in order, in my opinion, for us to see a bullish new all-time high for Bitcoin. That level must hold, because if it doesn't hold and we come back below this trend line, inside this old value area, well, we have no support until 30K. Now, I'm not trying to be ultra bearish here. I'm really not. We're just being objective with the charts, and we're saying, look, if we're going to lose that trend line, we're going to lose $40,000. We have no support until $30,000, right? Lots of liquidity below this area, and then just a big drop, essentially. So we do need to be careful. On the other side of that Bitcoin, on the other side, let's say that when all the dust settles, we enter into an uptrend. Let's say that this weekly green dot on Market Cipher B is in fact a really juicy, for the first time on the weekly in a very long time, we have another hidden bullish divergence technically, right? Momentum is making a lower low as the price is making a higher low, right? That could be something that does blast us off to an all-time high. Now, my personal hope for this, I'll be honest with you guys, what do I hope for? I personally would like to see another drop before we pump, because I think if we pump now, we're going to be setting ourselves up for extremely bearish divergences on these higher term time frames. I think we need a little bit more time to cool off here. I would love to see some nice bullish, really, really bullish, deep oversold, scared market down at these lower levels before we pump up and finally hitting our all-time high in around March, April 2025. Right? Because historically speaking as well, we get the big pullback before the all-time high. This market cycle was different in the sense that we did not get that pullback before the all-time high like we typically do. Typically before the halving, we reject from a key fib level and come down 40-50%. This time, we did reject from the key fib level. We only got a 20% move instead of the 40% move that we were looking for, right? Also, let's not forget that last market cycle, before we hit that all-time high, we got a massive pullback of about 50% before we hit the all-time high. So if we take from our current high to that key $40-ish thousand zone, we're talking about 45%, right? Which is a normal major pullback that we see every single bull market. We get a 40% pullback. This has been a very extended, boring range for Bitcoin because it's been over 200 days of us trading within this same range. Very, very rare. The last time we saw something like this, guys, was last summer. Last summer, we traded in this range right here for about 217 days before the massive break. So one thing we can know for sure, this FOMC is going to be the catalyst for major market trend reversal or continuation. And once this range breaks, once we come out of this area, it is going to happen with lots of follow through. This is not going to be a little wimpy break, right? And it's not going to be a little wimpy move to the downside either. It's going to bring us down to either 40 or it's going to break us out to new highs. We're going to have follow through when we break this 200-day range. Historically speaking on the chart, this is absolutely unavoidable. Absolutely unavoidable. Now let's check out the S&P 500 right now. S&P is pumping, guys. We just hit a new all-time high yesterday. Now, would you look at this? We're going to clear everything out in the S&P 500 because we need to keep our eyes on this. The S&P 500 simply did take out the highs that we made here in July. And so far, it's a little bit concerning because what do we see here? We see a massive drive of bearish divergence on the daily time frame here. Money flow coming lower, the momentum waves coming lower, all right, giving us the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern. Money flow and momentum coming lower, giving us the upside down uneven butt cheek pattern locally. We got that juicy left butt cheek, that skinny right butt cheek. In fact, if we take the cheeks and we just stretch them out in the chart here, we can clearly see the resemblance is absolutely striking. And so it's very, very interesting times, guys. Very, very interesting times. Make sure to smash the like if you are new, and if you're not new. Looks like we're going to get our $1,000 giveaway today, guys. We just need 76 more likes to get a $1,000 giveaway. Shout out to Fruity Central. Been following the live streams for 4 days. Really like your live streams, not going to lie. Appreciate the info. Well, God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Bruce B. Shout out to Rush Gott. Shout out to the Dusty Hunt. Rate hike 75. Well, I don't know. When we sat down with former President Trump, he said it could be, who knows, 1,000, 100?
Let's talk about Jerome Powell. This is going to be the best rate cut ever. We're going to cut rates better than anyone ever has in history. 25 basis points, 50, 100. It's going to be huge.
And that's right, guys. The Jason Casper YouTube channel officially now has connections with former President Trump. I text him on a regular basis. Yo, Trump, what's going on? He gets back to me right away. All right. And so, yeah, it's crazy. His commentary on this is pretty dang crazy. Shout out to Dream Tanks TV. Shout out to Chris Kofi, Alejandro Silva. Shout out to Brandon Helmo. Shout out to Thomas Leslie Folong, he says. All right, let's go. What time is the rate cut? The rate cut is in a little bit more than half an hour, okay? So it's 1:26 right now, Eastern time. At 2 p.m. Eastern time, the federal funds rate will come out. And of course, here's the thing. Actual greater than forecast is good for the dollar, right? So if there's no rate cut, I expect short-term bearishness, man. If there's no rate cut, for some reason, he doesn't cut rates, we're going to drop like crazy. 25 basis points, maybe drop like crazy. 50, man, anything right now, anything could happen. But a 50 basis point rate cut, I think, could cause a pump and dump scenario. Short-term pump, longer-term dump, and then longer-term pump, right? It's crazy that this is happening as the stock market is literally making an all-time high. This is nuts, guys. This is absolutely nuts. This really is nuts. All right. Now, if we do pump up to $67,000, I'm going to be taking profits on my juicy long trade that I am in from, I guess, down here at 52,520. All right. I'm going to be shooting for that $67,000 level. Very important resistance. Very, very, very important resistance, guys. Oh, man. Oh, man. And if we start to dump, well, this could get ugly pretty quick, man. This could get ugly pretty quick. I can't wait to see what happens. Let's take a look at the order flow right now and see how things have been building up all day. Let's take a look how have things been building up all day, because this is going to give us an insight into what the actual traders are doing. The traders that know what they're doing. All right, let's... Oh, no. What the heck? Oh, no. Oh, no. What happened? My mouse is not working here. All right, let's take a look at the actual traders, what the traders are doing. What do we see here? We see... Hang on one second, guys. I got to plug in my wireless mouse here. What are we seeing right now? Wow. Okay, we are seeing bullish CVD forming right here. Either we got some dumb shorters, or we got some people that know a thing or two about what's about to happen. But literally from this first low we made here, at approximately 59,100, we come to VWAP, reject, and then we come down here. We've actually seen, basically, let's see, the CVD went from, yeah, I guess about 10 million to 7.4, so about 3 million, give or take. About 3 million shorts absorbed here, guys. So again, these shorts, they either know something we don't, that the market's about to dump, or they're getting absorbed by big players who are about to pump the market, man. All right? So we got about half an hour until Jerome Powell comes in, all right? I'm feeling like this right now. I'm so dang excited. I cannot wait to see this happen, all right? By the way, make sure to like and subscribe to the Jason Casper YouTube channel. All right? And make sure to follow me on X as well. So we did take a poll. We took a poll here, and we were gonna assess, you know, what you guys think, because look, You guys are the ones that know everything here. I'm just a YouTuber, but most people are thinking the 50 basis points is what's going to happen. Most people are looking for the 50 basis points. So that's very interesting. No, I'm sorry. Most people are looking for the 25 basis points and then the 50, 37%, 46%, 25 basis points, 50%, 37 basis points, and then 9% say 0 basis points. Very, very interesting. I really cannot wait to see how this plays out right here. And right now, in the moment, let's see what is going on. How are traders preparing for this as far as the Bitcoin price goes? We got ourselves here in the moment. Interesting. We had a lot of shorts open up, then they closed out. Now we got a few dumb longs opening up. People are really bracing themselves. A move above the VWAP, guys. As you can see, we've been below VWAP the entire day pretty much. We've been below VWAP since 4 in the morning. So a reclaim of the VWAP right here could give us a pretty significant pump to the upside, where we are going to be looking for higher targets right now, some higher targets, potentially a breakout of this wedge, right? We're forming this bullish wedge right here. Not only are we forming a bullish wedge, but we have some nice bullish divergences forming underneath here, right? As we are making lower lows on the price, we are starting to see the money flow get higher over time here. This is the 6 minute. We go to the 12 minute. We're just seeing the momentum waves come up here. You know, let's wait and see how this plays out, man. Could get crazy, all right? Could get absolutely amazing, all right? Or it could get a little confusing, all right? Or it could get ugly. We don't know. We don't know, but right now we definitely got some bullish divergence, right? We got the nice, juicy left momentum wave, followed by the skinny right momentum wave, like that, the skinny waitress at the diner, you know, Dolores coming out with your coffee. Hey, Jason, you're looking kind of skinny, hun. Jason, let me get you some pancakes, all right, hun. Well, but Dolores, I've been hitting the gym. I don't think I'm skinny. I'm on a bulk. No, you're skinny, hun. Look at those arms. They look like toothpicks. All right, let me get you some pancakes. You need some more carbs. But look at the butt cheeks. Where does the tip money come in? That's that right butt cheek, and that's what we got right here. Breaking out of this, we got the VWAP. All right, let's put on our VWAP. VWAP right at this upper trend line. Bullish pattern, bullish divergences, bullish Jerome Powell about to pump the dang Bitcoin. Obama agrees.
Jerome Powell, let me tell you, that man is about to come out of the closet and make it pump like crazy. Michael and I are so excited to watch this crazy volatility.
And now we got to say this, all right? Shout out to my man, Trime Tavler. Trime Tavler says, wherever the price goes first is fake. That's right. Whatever direction happens first is the false move. The old 1-2 got him FOMC, baby. Shout out to Joe Potter in the chat. God bless you, man. Good to see you here. Shout out to Ben. I think Dolores wants more pump. And shout out to Aaron G. People opening up new leverage positions for this news event are about to get wrecked, baby. Yeah. Be very careful opening up new trades unless you're legitimately gambling with money you can afford to lose. Please be very careful opening up trades, because this is a very volatile and sensational bullishness, says Splashfire Films. Absolutely. 2SMG says, Obama, no way. Absolutely. Oh, and also, guys, we did get the giveaway. So after Jerome Powell makes the announcement, after the press conference, stick around. We'll be giving away $1,000, all right? Stick around until the end of the stream for the $1,000 giveaway. Here we go. Half an hour until Jerome Powell. Bitcoin coming back up to the VWAP, baby. All right, let's check out what's happening here. A few longs coming in. We're going to zoom in to the lower time frames. Let's check out the 1 minute time frame right here. What do we got? We got the momentum waves coming up. We're retesting VWAP right now. We're coming up above. We're trying to squeeze through it. What's the market going to do? What's the market maker going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to bring the fire today. And shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. We're going to put on a monocle right now and inspect this price action. Oh, wow. Smashing, absolutely smashing the Bitcoin price. Popping through resistance right now. About to go the distance right now. This is crazy, man. We're going to pump into FOMC. Imagine a pump into FOMC, guys, and then a dump. All right. We got to be prepared for a pump and then a dump. All right. We got to be prepared for $62,000. All right, but I think we might be able to get a little bit of a pump here based on our 12 minute, based on our 6 minute All right, next resistance right now is going to be the POC at $60,000. Here we go. Looks like we could get there. Looks like we could get there. Looks like we could get there. Man, can we hit 62K? Can we hit 67K? That would be nuts if we hit 67K. Man, if we start to break out, I might just start adding to some of my longs over here. All right. And we might even have to sing the pump song right now. Honestly, a pre-Jerome Powell pump song. All right, should we sing the pump song? Put a 1 in the chat if we should pump pre-Powell pump right now. Put a 1 in the chat for a pre-Powell pump song. A pre-Powell pump song. And also shout out to our super chats. Marcos, he says, Madam hello para o Brazil. Manda hello para o Brazil. Thank you for the super chat. God bless you. God bless you. All right, let's see. Should we do a pump song? All right. All right. Pump song. 1 in the chat. All right. Everyone does want the pump song. All right. What the heck? Let's do the pump song. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a pump here. All right. This is the pump song. Guaranteed to pump the price every single time. Sometimes it has a delayed effect. But I think this time we can make it happen. All right. This is called the pump song. Guaranteed to pump the Bitcoin price every single time. Let's see if we can make it happen, baby. It's not looking so good right now. We're getting a purple candle. I don't like it. We might have to cancel the pump song. We might have to cancel it. Let's see how it goes, baby. Come on. Uh-oh. We might have to legitimately cancel the pump song. I'm nervous about this pump song, guys. I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know if this is going to work out. Get your microphones. All right, we might have to sing the dump song. Are we going to pump? No, we're going to dump. Here we go, baby. We're gonna pump, no we're gonna dump. We're gonna pump, no we're gonna dump. We're gonna pump, no we're gonna dump. Dump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna pump. We're gonna pump. We're gonna pump, no we're gonna dump. Dump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yeah. Maybe we could pump it. Let's pump it. Let's pump! Here we go. It's just one purple candle, baby. We got this. We can pump the Bitcoin price before Jerome Powell comes in. Come on, baby. Let's do it. We got this. Come on. But if it's really going to pump, I need everybody to sing it with me. Even if you're at work or at your grandma's house. We're going to dump. No, we're going to pump. We're going to dump. No, we're going to pump. We're gonna dump, yeah, we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, yeah, we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no, we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no, we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yeah. All right. Where's the stop loss? There is no stop loss. Here we go, baby. What boring action for the pump song, but sometimes it does have a delayed effect. It's gonna pump after this, let me tell you, baby. Here we go. Come on, Bitcoin. It's time to get serious. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin. There we go, a blue candle. Yeah, we gonna dump. Yeah, we're gonna pump. Yeah, we gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump right now. See, it has a delayed effect, baby. I told you. It has a delayed effect. Now we're about to pump it right into the Jerome Powell meeting. Oh my goodness, this makes me so happy, guys. You have no idea how happy this makes me. I just feel like this kitty as a little schoolgirl. Oh my goodness.
Crystal made that hit, boy.
Yeah, here we go. Pump it up, baby. Yeah, got a blue candle. Yeah. Bitcoin was dumping, but now we started to pump. I talked to President Biden and then to Trump. They said, yo, Jay Powell about to come out the closet, about to pump the Bitcoin price. Can you spot it? Hey, Jake Casper, listen to my flow. Just sit back and watch as we take the time to look at the show. On the chart, got the plunger in my hand like a work of art. Oh no. Yo, as I'm here on the treadmill, hopefully the price does not go uphill to the high, to the low. Tap into resistance, then we look out below. But first the candles turn purple, then they're turning blue, cause the Bitcoin about to show you what she's gonna do. As we come to resistance, then we break out, then we start to go the distance. Only 20 more minutes till FOMC. I got a secret just between you and me. Now sit back, relax, my nice fine dear. Let me give it to you straight, I'll spit it in your ear. If he comes out and cuts the rates 50 basis points, man, let me concentrate. Then we pump up to the next big level, 62K, then we reject down to heaven. But if we come back down to the bottom, we got 43K at the low. Can you spot them? Intersectionality with the trend line down below when we're looking at our friends' time. When we're driving through the farm on a nice new car, got a Mercedes-Benz, and we're going real far with our crypto friends. His name is Ben and Sam. Sam Bankman-Fried, you know he's the man, doing meth with his friends in the Bahamas. Bitcoin about to pump like you own some llamas. Shave the wool, don't you know? Then we come back to the chart and it's feeling kinda cold, cause volatility is acting real slow. Blue and purple candles creeping, don't you know? On MEXC, got the future trades. The Bitcoin about to pump next all day. We got people in the chat in 15 minutes. Jerome Powell spat, now let me spit it. He comes out for the press conference. The Bitcoin price about to make a difference. Yeah, then we come back inside. Bitcoin price, she's about to ride. Feeling kinda hungry, take a look at time. Gotta make a sandwich, then we start to fly. 59K, $900. The Bitcoin about to go, don't you follow? If we come back to support, all the people shorting the low, man, they're about to get hoard. Here we go. Bitcoin dumping, yeah. No Bitcoin pumping, cause we sang the pump song to pump the price. Then they dropped it back down and it wasn't very nice, but now we're coming back up to a nice new high. The Bitcoin price, you know she's gonna fly, cause here we come to the bottom, to the golden pocket. Can you even spot them? If we break out, you know I'm gonna add to the long while we sit back and Jason Casper sings the song. Issa says I got talent. Hopefully the Bitcoin price don't get bent when I'm all out of shape. On my plate, got the beats over, let me concentrate. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, okay, okay. All right, look. Sometimes, guys, it does have a delayed effect. Sometimes it does have a delayed effect. All right, but here we are. Here we are. 15 minutes until Jerome Powell. Guys, did you ever think we were going to make it this far? We are breaking out of the VWAP right now. We are breaking out of the VWAP right now. Let's take a look. Look at this. We are breaking out. I think we could look at this. Like, not only are we breaking out the trend line, guys, but we're breaking out the VWAP. Look at this. We're holding above it. We got some longs coming in, baby. All right, only 15 minutes until Jerome Powell comes out the gate with the rate cut. Is it going to be 25 beats per second, 50 beats per second? Interestingly, the CME group prediction, most people are pricing in a 50% rate cut, 50%, half a percent. and then 0.25%, 25 basis points, 40% are pricing that in. When we look at forexfactory.com, their prediction is a 25 basis point cut. And so, look, guys, if it happens to be no cut, that's pretty bearish for Bitcoin. That's bullish for the dollar. 25 is neutral. We'll have to wait for the market to pick a direction. 50 basis points, that is going to get super dang volatile. All right, because as we were saying before, we don't know how the market is going to react to a 50 basis point cut. You could make just as equal of a fundamental bearish and bullish case for it, right? 50 basis points almost seems like the Fed's panicking, right? They're like, whoa, recession time, baby. Let's quickly dig ourselves out of this hole that we put ourselves in here. You know what I'm saying? Let us dig ourselves out of this hole that we put ourselves in. And speaking of holes, and monocles. All right. Let's see what President Biden had to say about this.
Now, let me be clear. Inflation is down lower than ever before in the hysterectomy of ZIF country. Jerome Powell's about to.
Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Right? When the market doesn't go the way people are expectating. All right, so let's see, baby. Let's come back to the trades. All right, we got 14 minutes until Jerome Powell comes out, all right? 14 minutes until Jerome Powell comes out. Should open our trades after the announcement. Look, if you're trading this, it's a straight up gamble, my friend. If you're trading this, it's a straight up gamble. Make sure to stick around till the end of the stream, guys, because we are officially doing a 1,000 USDT giveaway today because we got 1,000 likes within the first half hour of the stream. Are we going to rally and then dump into this FOMC announcement? We very well may. Let's see here, guys. Let's see. If we get a massive rally, I'm looking at $62,000, honestly. I'm looking at $62,000 because 62K, when we go to our 4-hour time frame, actually, let me get to this chart here. All right, we go to our 4-hour time frame. What do we have at 62K? If we get a massive 4-hour money flow, looking like we could, I'm not saying what's going to happen here. I'm saying if we pump, guys, if we do pump, we have above us on the 4-hour time frame at that $62,000 level. Actually, let's go to this time frame here. Yeah, look at this, guys. Look at this. We have this 4-hour juicy order block right here. And not only that, but we also have the Fibonacci 786. Now, we had the 618. As many of you guys know, the 618 Fibonacci is what gave us our rejection over the weekend, which is why in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, I told everybody I'm shorting this level because it was the 618. And as we know, the 618 Fibonacci, my high school crush, the girl I thought that I was going to date and marry for the rest of my life, a hot blonde cheerleader. And turns out, guys, I was in something called the friend zone. So I thought we were going to get matching Ben coin tattoos and live happily ever after off of our meme coin games. But no, she dumped me. She gave me the hand. She gave me the face. The rejection. All right. Now, what happened since then is this. All right. I decided, you know what? I got rejected once. And yeah, it hurt. But now I'm working on myself. I've been going to the gym. I learned Espanol. Hola, mi amo, me amo. Jason, ¿cómo estás, señorita? Ooh. And now I'm going to ask out 618's older sister, the 786 level, the 786 yet. In fact, here's a picture of her, a true hot blonde cheerleader and all that stuff. Now, what do you think she's going to say when I ask her out? I have a feeling she might say, "No, Jason, I will not go out with you." That's what I think. All right. I feel like she might give me a nice deep rejection on that one, okay? No, Jason. No. So we got to be aware. We got to be aware of that. If we reclaim 62K, guys, bam, I'm expecting 67. I'm expecting 67. It could happen fast. It could happen fast. But 62K definitely on the table right now. Definitely on the table when JP makes the announcement. What else is definitely on the table right now? Coming back down to these lows. All right, because here's the reason. Right, Fibonacci golden pocket from low to high. We have, once again, the golden pocket and the 786. Right in between this level, we have liquidity yet to be taken here. So either we pump up to this and reject, that's what I'm thinking could happen first, or we dump down to this and then bounce, that's what I'm thinking could happen second. All right, I'm probably going to try and knife catch one of these for the pure sensationalism of YouTube, guys. For the pure sensationalism of YouTube. All right. If the price goes to the 786, do you enter there always or wait for a rejection? Well, it's up to you, man. I like to wait for some kind of a rejection, some kind of rejection. You know, that's what I like to wait for. All right, guys, we are getting a little pre-FOMC pump-a-roni. Pre-FOMC pump-a-roni, baby. Okay, so let's pop back on our trades. Shout out to Crypto Pump It. And yeah, look at this, guys. We're getting a little pre-FOMC pump, baby, and it's looking pretty juicy right here. 62K on the table. Let's see, baby. 62K on the dang table. That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. We are pumping, guys. We're up right now on our long trade. 14,000 US dollars. All right. And our short trade that we took live yesterday, live on the stream, up $1,400. All right. Pretty nuts. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Pretty nuts. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Shout out to Abhine Ramanan. Shout out to RSK NOR. Always selling the news. Shout out to Hamza Kazi. Jason, 0.702 fib in confluence with exactly macro volume profile at 57,268. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Hamza, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you on that 57,268 level. Like, honestly, if we dump down there, I'm probably going to put $100,000 into a long, fresh on stream, just for the sensationalism. Do not try this at home, guys. But we are pumping right now, baby. And we are coming up to none other than the high volume node of the range. Let's pull on over to TradingView, guys. Look at this, man. We are coming to the next resistance. We break above this, we're about to go the distance. We're coming up to the next resistance. We got 8 minutes until FOMC. Oh man, look at this. Would you look at this? We're pumping up to that next area of resistance. The high volume node of the range. We've broken above the VWAP. We had some bullish CVD divergences down here. Now we're breaking above the VWAP. We're seeing shorts get absolutely wrecked and destroyed as they deserve because they're shorting Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin dumps every single time, because people short. Right? Let's inspect the price. Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Would you look at that? Here we go. Pumping the Bitcoin price. 8 minutes until FOMC, baby. Oh man. I'll tell you. I am so dang excited right now. Oh my goodness, I just feel like this. I'm telling you guys, I'm feeling like this. We're just tapped into that POC, baby. All right, I'm here. You know, I'm here. Let's inspect this. It's looking good, guys. All right, look, coming into the POC, 7 minutes to the news. Oh man, we're gonna pump, and then we're gonna dump. We're gonna pump and then we're gonna dump, man. We're gonna pump and then we're gonna dump. All right. Yeah, we're gonna pump and then we're gonna dump. We are gonna pump. This short trade is gonna get stopped out here, and when it gets stopped out, it's gonna get stopped out negative $500. So I'll be a $500 win on the short trade. That's fine. This was like a hedge trade. Yeah, I think 62K is on the table, guys. I really think 62K is on the table. Let's go. All right. Yeah, we're finding a little bit of resistance here at the POC, but that honestly is to be expected. We got 6 minutes. 6 minutes until FOMC. Let's see how the stock market is, in fact, responding to this right now. Let's take a look at ES. All right. ES getting a little bit of a pullback. Now remember, guys, this is such a crazy time because ES literally has just gotten a new all-time high, right? And we have closed the daily candle below the level, looking like a bearish swing failure pattern on the ES. So I'm very, very interested to see what's going to happen. Either a massive pump or a massive dump in about 6 minutes, guys. And again, it's so interesting how things are split this time. Usually it's quite consistent. It's very rare that we see such a split like this, where some people are thinking 50, some people are thinking 25, and no matter how you cut it, you know, people could interpret this in a multiplicity. Is that a word? Multiplicity of different ways. A multiplicity of different ways. I like that word. It makes me sound smart. Oh, yes, in a multiplicity of different ways. Oh, yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I should get a bubble pipe to smoke on here as well, yes. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to pee because I'm so excited. My bladder is about to explode. So I'll be back just in time. Well, in a minute. Give me 1 minute. We'll be right back. All right, we're back in action, baby. We are back in action. Bitcoin price getting a wick to the downside. 4 minutes until Jerome Powell. 4 minutes until Jerome Powell. Yeah. Oh, man. JP. What's it going to be? What's it going to be, JP? All right. Wait for the initial pump or dump. Yeah, nobody trade this, right? Nobody trade this. Seriously. If you're not already in positions, guys, wait it out. All right, right now we're in risk-free positions right now. There's no way that we could end up with a loss on either of these trades right now, okay? Pump song for the announcement, says Data PhD. I don't think so. Did I use the window? Yes, I did, Splashfire Films. I peed out the window, yes. I peed out the window, guys. All right. Is today the day? Yes, DP, today is the day. Shout out to Crypto Owl. Shout out to Aaron G. Banning people with a wrench. Shout out to the G420. Shout out to M. Abdullah. Hey, Jason, how much leverage should you take? Look, man, if you don't know about leverage, this is not the time to talk about it. And don't trade. If you don't know the answer to that question, don't trade, all right? Shout out to Big Butts 28. Thank you, Big Butts 28. Here we go, guys. What? Yeah. 2 minutes. This is history, man. Oh, praise God. All right, here we go, baby. Man, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out right now. Whew. Oh, man. Oh, how do you guys feel right now? Because I got butterflies in me a stomacho, all right? I got butterflies in me a stomacho. All right, let's pop on our other screen here so we can figure this stuff out. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna put on our double screen here, guys, so we can see everything at once. We got 1 minute. We're gonna come on over to Forex Factory. We got 51 seconds. Oh man. Oh man. Whew. Whew. This is so intense, guys. All right, here we go. 40, 39. All right, Daily Dobie has the cold sweats. I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel that. All right, here we go. Let's see how the price is gonna react. All right, is she gonna dump or is she gonna pump? Is she gonna dump or is she gonna pump, baby? Here we go, baby. Oh man. Put on the 5-second chart. Yeah, let's put on the 1 second chart here. We're gonna put on the 1 second. Oh man. Here we go. All right, pending. It's pending. It's pending. Come on, refresh. Pending, come on. All right, what's happening here? Ah, we're pumping, baby. We're pumping like a wild lady on the 1 second time frame. Here we go, baby. Oh my goodness, we're pumping. Got the blue candles coming out. Oh man. Look at this crazy move on the 1 second time frame. Pumping like a wild lady right now in distress. Oh man, we're at the value area high of the range, baby. We are pumping up right now. But I still don't know what the news is. Come on. ForexFactory.com. You can't do this to me right now. The site's down. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? All right, let's see. Oh! 50 basis points, baby. We are pumping like a wild lady. Look at this breakout. But look, we've just taken the liquidity of this. You guys see, we've just taken this liquidity right up here. All right, this is key right now. Oh, man, look at this crazy pump. Look at this crazy pump. This is make it or break it. This is legit make it or break it. Look at this crazy pump, man. Look, we're going to 62K first, baby. Come on. Come on, 62K. Man, we are breaking out. Are we going to hit 62K, baby? Are we going to hit 62K? Would you look at this? Would you look at this massive pump? Let's check out the order flow. Oh, man, longs coming in out the wazoo. Longs opening up. We got mad people buying Bitcoin right now. Everyone is buying Bitcoin. Get ready for the reversal. Get ready for the reversal. We have to get ready for it. All right, it's going to come at some point. Let's see if we can't hit 62,000. All right, 62K psychological plus a whole bunch of confluences. All right, let's see. Let's see. Come on, Bitcoin. Let's hope we can get up there. Let's not dump now, Bitcoin. Come on, don't do it to us now, Bitcoin. Come on, Bitcoin. Don't do it to us now. Come on, Bitcoin. You can keep doing it. Let's check out the order flow again, guys. All right, we're going to check out the order flow. We got it on our chart right here. Let's go down to the 5-minute time frame. Let's go to the TR chart. All right. Oh, man, look at how crazy this is. Oh, my goodness, guys. Wow. So many candles. So many candles. Increase of OI. All right. Here we're going. We're going. All right. Now, let's see. Honestly, guys, we could get a rejection from this area, but this could be, this green line right here could be it. Like, honestly, this could be it. This could be it. I'm hoping we come up a little bit higher first. But this could be it. This could be the short. All right. I'm already in a short, so I'm not going to take a short. All right. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, baby. You could do it. You could do it. Let's see how she goes. It looks like she's running out of steam here. Let's go to the 1-minute time frame on market Cipher B. We got some slight bear div. Let's check out our 5-second on market Cipher B. Yeah, we got some bear div coming on in, baby. Let's check out our 12-minute. 12-minute looks like money flow cross could come in, could push us up to 62, but obviously we're finding some resistance here. We got to break above this green line, otherwise we're going to dump, man. If we don't hold this, we're going to dump. We're going to take out all these lows. We're going to come down, maybe even take out the lows from Monday. All right. Come on, Bitcoin. It's now or never. It's make it or break it. It's make it or break it. Make it or break it, Bitcoin. Shout out to our super chat, Eddie Gill. And they said Tupac is dead. LOL. God bless you. Thank you for the super chat. Big vector candles means it's going to dump. Yeah. The dump is definitely coming, guys. The dump is definitely coming. And it looks like this was our high right there. It looks like that was our high. Looks like that's it, man. Looks like that's it for Bitcoin. Man. All right. Well, here we go, baby. Let's wait and see how she plays out. Let's see what's happening now in the order flow. Let's go to the 8-minute, the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, this could be it. This could be it. Yep. All right. Now we're getting a drop down, baby. We're getting a drop back down. We came up to the top of the range. CDW. Now we're taking a massive dump just as quick as we came up. Now we're taking a massive dump. Oh, man. We didn't even take out yesterday's high. We did not even take out yesterday's high. But in about 25 minutes, Jerome Powell is going to be coming in. Let's check out how the stock market's doing. ES, same deal, man. Wow, would you look at the 1-minute candle on the S&P 500, guys? 1-minute candle on the S&P, baby. Wow. A 1.27% move in a minute on the ES. That is absolutely insane. Let's check out Bitcoin here. All right, she's trying. She's struggling. Let's see. We're going to pull our fib from high to low. All right, let's see. This is the make it or break it zone. If she comes up here and rejects, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. A no-go. That's a no-go for Bitcoin, yo. A no-go for Bitcoin, yo. All right. Let's check out the dollar right now, because remember, this is bad for the dollar. Let's check out DXY. DXY absolutely tanking right now. Absolutely tanking. The markets have reacted. We got to wait for this dust to settle. The dollar has taken out some lows here. Wow, would you look at that? The dollar has taken out this previous low that we made here in the end of August. Our next support for dollar is going to be right here, under 100 points. That's pretty nuts, man. That is pretty nuts. That's going to be our next low for the dollar. All right, we got to wait for JP to come out the gate, start singing his song, start flapping the gums. All right. We got to wait for JP. How's this going to react? How is this going to react? It's not over yet, guys. The next few hours is going to be very, very volatile. We're going to see a massive, probably, let's see here. Dare I say it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. If I had to put my bets on it, I'd say a drop. You know, I feel like this is a bearish event right here. I was expecting a little bit more pump though, but we have to wait for the press conference, because a lot of times we get that initial move during the actual announcement, right? And then we get the bigger dump. All right. So shout out to Sun JJ. He says TP. Shout out to Dari. We had better pumps leading into it. LOL. That's true. Volatility gonna spike. Chaos 2 Mind says wave, baby. You're gonna do a $1,000 giveaway at the end of the stream. So make sure to like the stream if you're here for a chance to win $1,000 at the end of the stream. We're gonna do it after the press conference, guys. We're gonna do it after the press conference. All right. Because we want to be here to watch everything that's going on. Right? All right. All right. So we didn't hit 62K, guys. We did not hit it, but that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. That's all right. We didn't hit 62K. We're going to wait for JP. And honestly, next target for me, if we drop, is going to be right down here. Around 57. Like, this is going to be our next zone if we drop, guys. If we start to take a massive dump, this is going to be our next zone. Right here. All right. So we got to wait and see. We gotta wait and see, baby. All right, here we go. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Look at that 1 hour candle so far, guys. This 3 hour candle looking absolutely nasty. This 1 hour candle looking absolutely nasty. So pretty much, guys, all the longs who've opened up are now out. Everyone who longed the top is now out. We can see here open interest, massive spike, and then literally back down. There's fewer people in the market right now than there were back here. We just saw massive amounts of shorts getting wrecked and longs getting wrecked, man. That's crazy. We saw longs closing out and shorts getting wrecked. And now we're seeing a lot of shorts still exiting out. So people who shorted are taking profits here. The reason why they're taking profits is because we are coming back down to test the VWAP. So let's take a look at this here. We're going to go to our 1 minute time frame. We have just come down right now to test the VWAP. So a lot of people who shorted this top here, they took profit at the VWAP. Now we're getting a little bit of a bounce from the VWAP. So let's see, baby, what happens here. Are we going to see a little bit of bounce from VWAP? We got the 1 minute money flow coming back. Let's go to the TR chart. Shorts have taken profits. We still have a few longs open here. All right, let's check it out. Man, that's so crazy. Massive increase of OI and then massive decrease of OI. We're pretty much back to normal, bouncing from VWAP. So because we're bouncing from the VWAP, we are going to pull our fib from the high to the low. All right. And we are going to keep our eyes on this Fibonacci golden pocket right here. Because if we come back up into this zone and reject, in my opinion, that is really not bullish at all. That is quite bearish indeed. 20 minutes now until Jerome Powell comes out the closet once again with his press conference. All right, press conference. Oh man. Buy the rumor, sell the news. CY, Crypto Yacht, stop pulling his fib as much. Shout out to John T. Shout out to San JJ, open interest. Shout out to Spaceman. Can we take a look at Sol? We could take a look at Sol in a little bit here. Let's wait and see how this plays out with the Bitcoin first, all right? Let's wait and see how this plays out with the Bitcoin first. Okay? Let's take a look at the chart. Yeah, we're not getting that move up here. Now keep in mind, guys. This is just a 1 minute candle. Like, this is just short-term volatility here. The market is going to pick a direction. Once we hear Jerome Powell start to speak, we can start to see things maybe turn around. Again, to the downside, we do have some interesting support. If we come down into this box, as we were talking about before, this could be a place where we actually do get a little bit of a bounce, right? If we start to tank like crazy, this is going to be support, right? This is going to be support down here. We could see something like this, right? We could, which also, when you think about it, not really. No, we're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there. But this is where we could see a bit of a bounce here. All right. 4 hours still looking like she could give us a push to the upside. All right. 4 hours still looking like she could give us a little bit of a push to the upside right here, guys. All right. Shout out to the Kamala Harris upside down butt cheek pattern. I don't think we have the Kamala Harris upside down butt cheek pattern, but we definitely do have the picture of Kamala Harris right here. All right. Man, that was pretty nuts. Was that not nuts, guys? All right, now we're going to wait for the press conference. Make sure to like the stream, guys, because as usual, if we can get, well, we already have 1,000 likes. So we're going to be doing a giveaway, a $1,000 giveaway at the end of the stream. Like the stream for a chance to win $1,000 after the press conference. Shout out to Radar Apologetics. God bless you, bro. In Jesus' name, in Yeshua's name. Shout out to Chris Wimmer. We usually run back to the top of the wick. Professor says, close your long, WTF. Close the long? Are you nuts, man? No way. I'm long from the bottom, man. I'm not closing this long. Are you crazy? I got mad time to decide if I want to close the long. Plus, I'm still in the short from yesterday. All right, man. Close the long. What are you? Come on. I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say. All right. All right. Make sure to like the stream. That's what I have to say. Make sure to like the stream because we are about to witness Jerome Powell coming out the dang closet with his press conference. All right. Yeah, all right. This one goes out to my man Jerome Powell, the man of the hour. He's gonna be coming out in half an hour to give us the press conference after his 50 beats per second rate cut. Yeah. Here we go. Shout out my man. His name is Jerome Powell. He turned my big smile into a scowl because first we pumped the price 50 basis points, we dumped it that down so nice. But hey, when he comes out, he's printing the money. He makes it go up, man, it's not so funny because when we come up, we're bound to come down. And you know that my smile will turn into a frown. Hey, let's take a look at XO charts. We got the blue and purple candles like a beautiful work of art. First we pumped up and all the shorts got liquidated. Then we came back down to the VWAP concentrated. But when we come to the support, all the people shorting the bottom about to get hurt because we're bouncing back up to the top. Bitcoin about to hit 62K right in the spot. Then we got him coming out. Money printer go burr. Jerome Powell, he's the man, ain't you heard? Jason Casper on the treadmill with the Pikachu hat. Got a big jug of water, what you think about that? Here we are, FOMC today. Bitcoin coming to the charts to get paid when I'm taking a drink. Let me tell you what I think. Hopefully I go and wash my hands in the kitchen sink. I said, if we get some basis points, I'm gonna cut my hair and make a point to make myself look better. What the heck? Hopefully I don't cut the skin on my neck, because here we go, bouncing from the VWAP. The Bitcoin price about to bounce and then come back. Take a look at money flow on market Cipher B. We got the 4-hour time frame between you and me. Coming down to the 1-hour chart. Got the technical analysis just like a work of art. And oh my goodness, when we look at the bottom right here, just sit back and let me spit it in your ear. What we got, some nice uneven butt cheeks. Juicy on the left, skinny on the right, and let's take a peek. We're gonna screenshot it onto the chart. Look at that, resemblance is striking like a work of art. Then we came back to the high. Bitcoin price tried to shoot up to the sky, but then we dumped down and I started to cry, because we took the liquidity from here. In my eyes, got the candles turning purple. And what do you say? I'm a nerd like Steve Urkel, just coming to trade. Let's take a look at order flow. Got the shorts opening up, bro, what do you know? It looks like the shorts are about to get a nice squeeze. Tickle in my nose so I get a nice sneeze. Achoo! But between me and you, got to tell you what Bitcoin is about to do. When you got the people short in the bottom, means the price about to pump. Can't you even spot them? About to stretch it out onto the chart with the beautiful candles like a nice work of art. Then we come back, market Cipher B. Take a look at the butt cheeks and what do we see? We see them getting higher as the price is getting lower. Price pumps up and what do you know? As we come to the 24-minute chart, technical analysis like a work of art. Okay, and now the beat's over, baby. We got about less than 15 minutes until JP comes out the dang gate, swinging and pumping. All right, let's take a look at gold. All right, guys, gold just hit a new all-time high. This is crazy. Let's take a look at gold here. All right, let's take a look at gold. All right, we'll take a look at gold. Oh man, guys, I will tell you, this is just a sign that the dollar is. This is a sign that our economy's in trouble. No matter what happens, guys. Gold pumping, this is bad, bad, bad for the dollar. They are unable to artificially suppress the price of gold right now. Look at this, man. Massive pump, bull flag, breakout. This is wild, man. Gold, $2,500, almost $2,600 an ounce, man. This is so crazy, right? Look at the price of gold since the time we got off the gold standard in 1971. Can you believe this, guys? This is when we got off the gold standard. This is when our dollar stopped being backed by gold. All right, gold has not increased in value. You know how I know? Because everything's doubled in price. Literally in the last 10 years, guys. Look at this. In the last 10 years, we've seen gold come up over 100%. That's why a $5 footlong in Subway, now it's a $6 6-inch sub at Subway. More than 100% inflation. All right, stuff is more expensive now because the dollar's worth less. That's why acquiring tangible assets is so dang important. Like Pikachu hats, like monocles. All right, to inspect the Bitcoin price action. All right, to inspect the Bitcoin price action. Man, I love gold. I'm a big proponent of gold. Let me take a drink here before Jerome Powell comes out. Hope you guys can't hear me drinking. The dollar is broken, guys. The whole system is broken, all right? You want to know the biggest top signal on the world right now is this. Let me show you guys the most bearish signal in the world. All right? Give me 1 second. Here it is. All right? What you see right here is literally the most bearish signal in the world. A guy with a plunger and a Pikachu hat and a stringer tank top on the treadmill making more money in a few days than a dang engineer who actually builds the infrastructure of this Western civilization. That's a top signal, man. I'll tell you, the fact that the markets are so manipulated that you can make money longing and shorting and just betting on it, everything's rigged, everything's fake. That's a top signal right here, baby. This is a top signal. Take a screenshot of this. Man. But we're going to make money along the way, baby. We're going to make money along the way. Right? We're stacking our gold. We're stacking our Bitcoin. We're stacking our Bibles, baby. All right? We're stacking our Bibles, baby. Yeah, gold is a good hedge against inflation. Janet Yellen, shout out to Janet Yellen. Anyone in Bitcoin has a piece of the future economy? Is it water? I don't know. What else do you think? Do you think it's vodka? Put a 1 in the chat if you think I'm chugging vodka on the treadmill. Man. Do I look like I drink a lot of vodka? Am I drinking my own piss? That would be a real top signal right there. That would be a real top signal right there. Okay, guys, we got 9 minutes until Jerome Powell, the man of the hour, Jerome Powell. So we're going to get everything ready here. We're going to get our charts. We're going to get our Jerome Powell also here. Let's get him on. All right, let's see. Here we go. Jerome Powell. All right. We get Jerome Powell here, and rest assured, I will be doing the sign language. All right, I will be doing the sign language when everyone talks. All right, I'll be doing the dang sign language. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Congratulations, everybody. We are going to be doing a $1,000 giveaway at the end of this stream. So stick around until the end. We're gonna watch this this thing together here, guys. It's gonna be good.
Jerome Powell, let me tell you, that man is about to come out of the closet and make it pump like crazy. Michael and I are so excited to watch this crazy volatility.
It's gonna be good, baby. Shout out to Sid Sharma. Shout out to Ballin. Shout out to Radial Gaio. Shout out to Nico. Today is your lucky day. Paul has a short position open on Bitcoin. Who's Paul? Shout out to Dor Elisha. Shout out to Patrick Power. Shout out to Imadal. Shout out to Viva Singh. And shout out to Carlo. Shout out to Dobre, who says pump, 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 pump. All right, yeah, let's see. We're going to come down to some lower time frames. We got gold pumping like a wild lady. We got Bitcoin here. We'll go to the 10-minute chart. Keep our Bitcoin open on the 10-minute chart. 7 minutes until Jerome Powell, the man of the hour, the man of power of the hour, Jerome Powell. Man. So look at this, guys. Look at this on Bitcoin real quick, right? We are bouncing from the VWAP and the POC. We might come up a little bit higher. We might hit that 62K once he starts talking, baby. Let's see. We got our Darth Maul candle. We got our big wick up, our big wick down. Now it's time for the moment of decision. The moment of decision. All right? Moment of decision, baby. Shout out to Crypto Yacht. Yeah. You know. All right. Guys, honestly, I did not think that, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I think, guys. All right? But, yeah, let's see. You know, right before we sat down here, I did sit, right before this show, I did sit down with President Biden to have a deep heart-to-heart with him about FOMC, and this is what he had to say.
Now, let me be clear. Inflation is down lower than ever before in the hysterectomy of ZIF country. Jerome Powell's about to.
So, clearly, some crazy stuff is about to happen, guys. All right, we're going to be watching Jerome Powell. We're going to be watching the charts. Jerome Powell and the charts. Split screen, JP, and the charts. All right, or as we call it, as I call it, JP and C. All right, JP and C. Have I worn the new Billy jersey that CryptoFace sent while streaming? I have not, and here's why. I don't want to get it disgustingly sweaty. But you know what? Maybe today's the day. All right? Maybe today's the day. Shout out to CryptoFace hooking it up, guys, with a custom Jason Casper jersey. He also hooked up Big Butts 28 with a custom Big Butts 28 jersey. All right. But yeah, I don't want to get it disgusting. Like, it's so nice. I kind of only want to wear it on special occasions, but I keep it here on my desk because I love it so much. But guys, I sweat a lot during these streams. You have no idea how much I sweat during these streams, all right? Shout out to all the people who got a shout out, including this shout out, and shout out to all people. Shout out to Crypto Coons. Where is 62K? We're coming for it. We're coming for 62. All right, let's see. We're going to zoom in here, and we're going to put a line right at 62K. We got our green line right here at 62. Put our green line here at 62K. All right, this is our target. Okay, we'll put a sign here that says target to the upside. Upside target. Upside target. There we go. And let's see what happens. All right. 4 minutes. 4 minutes until Jerome Powell. Let's prepare ourselves. Let's prepare the video. All right, let's prepare the video here. I think we're going to have some nice music. So let's pause this music and let's listen to the Jerome Powell music. It's going to give me a copyright strike, but that's okay. Not a strike, but a warning or whatever. No music, huh? Not yet. We got to wait 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. All right, well, we'll put back on our music here while we wait. Oh, wait, was there music? Hang on. Is there music? No, no music. I'm sorry. I have audio issues here, guys. On my end, I have some serious audio issues right now. So I can't really tell all the time if I've got sound or not. So let's see here. Let's see here. Let's refresh. Says that there's music. Hang on. Yeah, okay, we got music. Oh, Jerome. Oh, Jerome Powell. Oh, Jerome. Oh, Jerome Powell. He's gonna pump. He's gonna pump the Bitcoin higher. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Here we go. He's as beautiful as a flower. He's the man of the hour. Jerome Powell, the man of the hour. He's as beautiful as a field of flowers. Money printer going brrr. Money printer going brrr. Oh, Jerome. Oh, yeah. Whoa, yeah. And I can't close my eyes without seeing his face. Oh, here we go.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Our economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to an estimated 2.2% as of August. We're committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal. Today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to reduce the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by a half percentage point. This decision reflects our growing confidence that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the labor market can be maintained in a context of moderate growth and inflation moving sustainably down to 2%. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose at an annual rate of 2.2% in the first half of the year, and available data point to a roughly similar pace of growth this quarter. Growth of consumer spending has remained resilient, and investment in equipment and intangibles has picked up from its anemic pace last year. In the housing sector, investment fell back in the second quarter after rising strongly in the first. Improving supply conditions have supported resilient demand and the strong performance of the U.S. economy over the past year. In our summary of economic projections, committee participants generally expect GDP growth to remain solid, with a median projection of 2% over the next few years. In the labor market, conditions have continued to cool. Payroll job gains averaged 116,000 per month over the past 3 months, a notable step down from the pace seen earlier in the year. The unemployment rate has moved up but remains low at 4.2%. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year, and the jobs to workers gap has narrowed. Overall, a broad set of indicators suggests that conditions in the labor market are now less tight than just before the pandemic in 2019. The labor market is not a source of elevated inflationary pressures. The median projection for the unemployment rate in the SEP is 4.4% at the end of this year, 0.4 higher than projected in June. Inflation has eased notably over the past 2 years, but remains above our longer-run goal of 2%. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.2% over the 12 months ending in August, and that excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.7%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation is 2.3% this year and 2.1% next year, somewhat lower than projected in June. Thereafter, the median projection is 2%. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. For much of the past 3 years, inflation ran well above our 2% goal, and labor market conditions were extremely tight. Our primary focus had been on bringing down inflation, and appropriately so. We are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. Our restrictive monetary policy has helped restore the balance between aggregate supply and demand, easing inflationary pressures and ensuring that inflation expectations remain well anchored. Our patient approach over the past year has paid dividends. Inflation is now much closer to our objective, and we have gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. As inflation has declined and the labor market has cooled, the upside risks to inflation have diminished and the downside risks to employment have increased. We now see the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals as roughly in balance, and we are attentive to the risks to both sides of our dual mandate. In light of the progress on inflation and the balance of risks, at today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a half percentage point to 4.75% to 5%. This recalibration of our policy stance will help maintain the strength of the economy and the labor market, and will continue to enable further progress on inflation as we begin the process of moving toward a more neutral stance. We are not on any preset course. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting. We know that reducing policy restraint too quickly could hinder progress on inflation. At the same time, reducing restraint too slowly could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. In our SEP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual lower than in June, consistent with the projections for lower inflation and higher unemployment, as well as the changed balance of risks. These projections, however, are not a committee plan or decision. As the economy evolves, monetary policy will adjust in order to best promote our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains solid and inflation persists, we can dial back policy restraint more slowly. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we are prepared to respond. Policy is well positioned to deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face in pursuing both sides of our dual mandate. The Fed has been assigned two goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Steve Leisman, CNBC. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for taking our questions. In July, you said you weren't necessarily thinking about a 50. You didn't want to be specific, but you said you were thinking about a 50. The inflation data last week came out a little firmer than expected. Retail was strong, third quarter GDP running 3%. So what changed and made the committee go 50, and how do you respond to the concerns that perhaps it shows the Fed is more concerned about the labor market? And I guess, should we expect more 50s in the months ahead? And based on what should we make that call? Thank you.
So, okay, a lot of questions in there. Let me jump in. Since the last meeting, we have had a lot of data come in. We've had the two employment reports, July and August. We've also had two inflation reports, including one that came in during blackout. We had the QCEW report, which suggests that suggests that the payroll report numbers that we're getting may be artificially high and will be revised down. You know that. We've also seen anecdotal data like the Beige Book. And so we took all of those and we went into blackout and we thought about what to do, and we concluded that this was the right thing for the economy, for the people that we serve, and that's how we made our decision. So that's one question. What was the second and third?
How do we make the, sorry, thank you, sir. How do we figure out in the months ahead, is there another 25 or 50 coming in? Based on what shall we make that call? Thank you.
Sure. So a couple things. A good place to start is the SEP, but let me start with what I said, which was that we're going to be making decisions meeting by meeting based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, the balance of risks. If you look at the SEP, you'll see that it's a process of recalibrating our policy stance away from where we had it a year ago when inflation was high and unemployment low, to a place that's more appropriate given where we are now and where we expect to be. And that process will take place over time. There's nothing in the SEP that suggests the committee is in a rush to get this done. This process evolves over time. Of course, that's a projection. That's a baseline projection. We know, as I mentioned in my remarks, that The actual things that we do will depend on the way the economy evolves. We can go quicker if that's appropriate. We can go slower if that's appropriate. We can pause if that's appropriate. But that's what we were contemplating. Again, I would point you to the SEP as just an assessment of where of what the committee is thinking today, what the individual members, rather, of the committee are thinking today, assuming that their particular forecasts are realized.
Go to Chris.
Hi, Chris Rugaber at Associated Press. Thank you. The projections show that the Fed officials expect the Fed funds rate to still be above their estimate of long-run neutral by the end of next year. So does that suggest you see rates as restrictive for that entire period? Does that threaten the weakening of the job market that you said you'd like to avoid? Or does it suggest that maybe people see the short-run neutral as a little bit higher? Thank you.
I think the way I would really characterize it is this. I think people write down their estimate, individuals do. I think every single person on the committee, if you ask them what's your level of certainty around that, they would say there's a wide range where that could fall. So I think we don't know. There are model-based approaches and empirically based approaches that estimate what the neutral rate will be at any given time. But realistically, we know it by its works. So that leaves us in a place where we expect, in the base case, to be continuing to remove restriction, and we'll be looking at the way the economy reacts to that, and that'll be guiding us in our thinking about the question that we're asking at every meeting, which is our policy stance the appropriate one? We know, if you go back, we know that the policy stance we adopted in July of 2023 came at a time when unemployment was 3.5% and inflation was 4.2%. Today, unemployment is up to 4.2%, inflation's down to a few tenths above 2. So we know that it is time to recalibrate our policy to something that is more appropriate given the progress on inflation and on employment, moving to a more sustainable level. So the balance of risks are now even. And this is the beginning of that process. I mentioned the direction of which is toward a sense of neutral. And we'll move as fast or as slow as we think is appropriate in real time. But what you have is our individual accumulation of individual estimates of what that will be in the base case.
Howard.
Howard Schneider with Reuters. How close was this in terms of a decision? You do have the first dissent by a governor since 2005, I think. Was the weight clearly in favor of a 50, or was this a very close decision?
I think we had a good discussion. If you go back, I talked about this at Jackson Hole, but I didn't address the question of the size of the cut, left it open, and I think we left it open going into blackout. And so there was a lot of discussion back and forth, good diversity of opinion, excellent discussion today. I think there was also broad support for the decision that the committee voted on. So I would add, though, look at the SEP. All 19 of the participants wrote down multiple cuts this year, all 19. That's a big change from June, right? 7 of them wrote down 3 or more, 17 of the 19 wrote down 3 or more cuts, and 10 of the 19 wrote down 4 or more cuts. So, there is a dissent, and there's a range of views, but there's actually a lot of common ground as well.
Follow up to that, now that this is in the books, can you give us some guidance, as sort of follow up to Steve, on the pacing here? Would you expect this to be running every other meeting once we get into next year? Yeah,
we're going to take it meeting by meeting. As I mentioned, there's no sense that the committee feels it's in a rush to do this. We made a good, strong start to this, and that's really, frankly, a sign of our confidence. Confidence that inflation is coming down toward 2% on a sustainable basis. That gives us the ability. We can, make a good, strong start, but. And I'm very pleased that we did. To me, the logic of this, both from an economic standpoint and also from a risk management standpoint, was clear. But I think we're going to go carefully, meeting by meeting, and make our decisions as we go.
Gina.
Hi, Chair Powell. Gina Smilik with the New York Times. Thanks for taking our questions. You and your colleagues in your economic projections today see the unemployment rate climbing to 4.4% and staying there. Obviously, historically, when the unemployment rate climbs that much over a relatively short period of time, it doesn't typically just stop. It continues increasing. And so I wonder if you can walk us through why you see the labor market stabilizing, sort of what's the mechanism there, and what do you see as the risks?
So, again, the labor market is actually in a solid condition. And our intention with our policy move today is to keep it there. You can say that about the whole economy. The U.S. economy is in good shape. It's growing at a solid pace. Inflation is coming down. The labor market is in a strong pace. We want to keep it there. That's what we're doing.
Sorry, Nick.
Nick Timmeros of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, does today's action constitute a catch-up in action given recent substantial revisions to the employment data? Or is this larger than typical rate cut a function of the elevated nominal level of the policy rate such that an accelerated cadence could be expected to continue?
Okay. Multiple questions in there. But so I would say we don't think we're behind. We do not think we think this is timely. But I think you can take this as a sign of our commitment not to get behind. So it's a strong move. Sorry, your other question was?
Well, is this about what happened in the employment data between this meeting and the last meeting, or is this about the level of the funds rate, the high nominal level of the funds rate relative to what might be expected if you're trying to maintain equilibrium?
So I think it's about, we come into this with a policy position that was put in place, as you know, I mentioned in July of 2023, which was a time of high inflation and very low unemployment. We've been very patient about reducing the policy rate. We've waited. Other central banks around the world have cut, many of them several times. We've waited, and I think that patience has really paid dividends in the form of our confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down to 2%. So I think that is what enables us to take this strong move today. I do not think that anyone should look at this and say, oh, this is the new pace. You have to think about it in terms of the base case. Of course, what happens will happen. So in the base case, what you see is look at the SEP. You see cuts moving along. The sense of this is we're recalibrating policy down over time to a more neutral level. And we're moving at the pace that we think is appropriate given developments in the economy in the base case. The economy can develop in a way that would cause us to go faster or slower, but that's what the base case says.
And if I could follow up on the balance sheet. In 2019, when you did the mid-cycle adjustment, you ceased the balance sheet runoff. With a larger cut today, should there be any signal inferred about how the committee would approach end state on the balance sheet policy?
So in the current situation, reserves have really been stable. They haven't come down. So reserves are still abundant and expected to remain so for some time. As you know, the shrinkage in our balance sheet has really come out of the overnight RRP. So I think what that tells you is we're not thinking about stopping runoff because of this at all. We know that these two things can happen side by side. In a sense, they're both a form of normalization. And so for a time, you can have the balance sheet shrinking, but also be cutting rates.
Colby.
Thank you. Colby Smith with the Financial Times. Just following up on Gina's question on rising unemployment, is it your view that this is just a function of a normalizing labor market amid improved supply, or is there anything to suggest that something more concerning perhaps is taking place here, given that other metrics of labor demand have softened too? And I guess in direct follow-up to Gina is, why should we not expect a further deterioration in labor market conditions if policy is still restrictive?
So I think what we're seeing is clearly labor market conditions have cooled off by any measure, as I talked about in Jackson Hole. And but they're still at a level. The level of those conditions is actually pretty close to what I would call maximum employment. So you're close to mandate, maybe at mandate on that. So what's driving it? Clearly, payroll job creation has moved down over the last few months, and this bears watching. meant by many other measures, the labor market has returned to or below 2019 levels, which was a very good, strong labor market, but this is more sort of 2018-17. So the labor market bears close watching, and we'll be giving it that. But ultimately, we believe, with an appropriate recalibration of our policy, that we can continue to see the economy growing, and that will support the labor market. In the meantime, if you look at the growth in economic activity data, the retail sales data that we just got, second quarter GDP, all of this indicates an economy that is still growing at a solid pace. So that should also support the labor market over time. So, but again, it bears watching, and we're watching.
And just on the point about starting to see rising layoffs, if that were to happen, wouldn't the committee already be too late in terms of avoiding a recession?
So that's our plan, of course, has been to begin to recalibrate. And as you know, we're not seeing rising claims. We're not seeing rising layoffs. We're not seeing that, and we're not hearing that from companies that that's something that's getting ready to happen. So we're not waiting for that, because there is thinking that the time to support the labor market is when it's strong, and not when you begin to see the layoffs. There's some lore on that. So that's the situation we're in. We have, in fact, begun the cutting cycle now, and we'll be watching, and that'll be one of the factors that we consider. Of course, we're going to look at the totality of the data as we make these decisions meeting by meeting.
Michael McKee.
Michael McKee with Bloomberg TV and Radio. To follow up on that, what would constitute for you and the committee a deterioration in the labor market? You're pricing in basically by the end of next year 200 basis points of cuts just to maintain a higher unemployment rate. Would you be moving to a more preemptive monetary policy style rather than, as you did with inflation, waiting until the data gave you a signal?
No, we're going to be watching all of the data, right? So if, as I mentioned in my remarks, if the labor market were to slow unexpectedly, then we have the ability to react to that by cutting faster. We're also going to be looking at our other mandate, though. We have greater confidence now that inflation is moving down to 2%, but at the same time, our plan is that we will be at 2%, over time. So. And policy, we think, is still restrictive, so that should still be happening.
I'm just curious as to how sensitive you'll be to the labor market, since you forecast we are going to see higher unemployment, and it is going to take a significant amount of monetary easing to just maintain it.
So, what I would say is we don't think we need to see further loosening in labor market conditions to get inflation down to 2%. But we have a dual mandate, and I think you can take this whole action as take a step back. What have we been trying to achieve? We're trying to achieve a situation where we restore price stability without the kind of painful increase in unemployment that has come sometimes with disinflation. That's what we're trying to do. And I think you can take today's action as a sign of our strong commitment to achieve that goal.
Rachel.
Hi, Chair Powell. Rachel Siegel from the Washington Post. Thanks for taking our questions. You're describing this view that you don't think you're behind when it comes to the job market. Can you walk us through the specific data points that you found to be most helpful in the discussions at this meeting? You've mentioned a couple, but would you be able to walk us through what that dashboard told you as far as what you know about the job market now?
Sure. So we'll start with unemployment, which is the single most important one probably. You're at 4.2%. That's, I know that's higher than we were used to seeing numbers in the mid and even below mid threes last year. But if you look back over the sweep of the years, that's a very healthy unemployment rate. And anything in the low fours is a good labor market. So that's one thing. Participation is at high levels. It's, we're adjusted for demographics, for aging. Participation's at pretty high levels. That's a good thing. Wages are still a bit above what would be, their wage increases rather, are still just a bit above where they would be over the very longer term to be consistent with 2% inflation, but they're very much coming down to what that sustainable level is, so we feel good about that. Vacancies over, per unemployed is back to what is still a very strong level. It's not as high as it was. That number reached 2 to 1, 2 vacancies for every unemployed person, as measured. It's now below around 1, but that's still a very good number, I would say. Quits have come back down to normal levels. I mean, that could go on and on. There are many, many employment indicators. What do they say? They say this is still a solid labor market. The question isn't the level. The question is that there has been change, particularly over the last few months. And so what we say is, as the risks, the upside risks to inflation have really come down, the downside risks to employment have increased. And because we have been patient and held our fire on cutting while inflation has come down, I think we're now in a very good position to manage the risks to both of our goals.
And what do you expect to learn between now and November that will help inform the scale of the cut at the next meeting?
More data, the usual. Don't look for anything else. We'll see another labor report. We'll see another jobs report. I think we get a second jobs report on the day of the meeting, I think. Or no, on the Friday before the meeting. And inflation data. We'll get all this data. We'll be watching. It's always a question of look at the incoming data and ask what are the implications of that data for the evolving outlook and the balance of risks, and then go through our process and think what's the right thing to do. Is policy where we want it to be to foster the achievement of our goals over time? So that's what it is, and that's what we'll be doing.
Neil.
Hi, Chair Powell. Neil Irwin with Axios. We've only been running a little above 100,000 jobs a month on payrolls the last 3 months. Do you view that level of job creation as worrying or alarming, or would you be content if we were to kind of stick at that level? And relatedly, one of the welcome trends of the last couple of years has been labor market steam coming out through job openings falling rather than job losses. Do you think that trend has further to run, or do you see risk that?
All right, guys. All right, let's take a pause from the press conference here. All right, let's take a pause from the press conference. Let's take a look at this Bitcoin price action. So what has happened? We got to get into this quickly. All right, then maybe we could watch it again. All right, but we basically get the idea. All right, everything is completely ambiguous, and he's not really giving any direct answers and whatever. Okay, what has just happened is we have come up to the top of the range. We got a rejection. We bounced from the point of control of the range. We got to bounce to the upside. And right now, we are coming into the area of resistance between the golden pocket and the 786. And on our lower term time frames here, if we take a look at market Cipher B, well, we do have some slight bearishness. Let's see how the order flow is doing here. Do we have any bearish divergence on order flow? Well, we had a lot of shorts, actually, opening up here. We actually had quite a few shorts. In fact, it looks to me like we have some bullish almost local CVD here. Let's check this out. Man, is the 5-minute chart. So we made that first high. And honestly, it looks like we have a lot of shorts opening up, which either means we're going to dump like crazy or we're going to absorb these shorts and pump up and maybe hit our $62,000 target. 62K is definitely going to be our next area to the upside here that we would look for. But we need to really come above this Fibonacci golden pocket that we have right here, right? So far, the 618 has given us a bit of a rejection. Let's take out the 1-minute time frame. Got some bear divs on these lower time frames here. A little disappointing, honestly, for FOMC. But hey, it's better than past FOMCs. That's for sure. All right, that is for sure. So this right here, if we're going to come down, this is like the high, because it's the Fibonacci golden pocket 786, right? So we got our first move down, technically made a lower low, come in, make a lower high into the golden pocket, continue down. But we do have a lot of shorts opening up here, giving us some bullish CVD divergences. So for me, that's very ambiguous to say the least. So that is what we are looking at right now. Obviously, I'm still holding my long, still holding my short, because there's no reason for me to close either one of them. We are going to be doing a $1,000 giveaway today during this stream. All right, so make sure you stick around for the giveaway, because that's what we're going to be doing. Got to shout out everybody in the chat here. All right, shout out to Crypto Yacht, shout out to Mitch, shout out to Jason5, shout out to J Paul, shout out to Ben, shout out to AG Slayer, shout out to Us Trucking. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Pamela's Honest Opinions. Shout out to Benny G and Crypto Josh and Arcturus White and Akshay and Splashfire Films and Short User. Shout out to Clean and Ethan. And shout out to Daniel Ramirez, Sebastian Wins, and shout out to Sarth VS, Shane Walter, and Aaron G. What is going on, everybody in the chat right now? Shout out to Con TV. Shout out to Ran. Shout out to Alejandro. Shout out to Imdal and Darius and Travis Top. Shout out to everybody, as the Bitcoin price is really, in my opinion, struggling to make higher highs right here. We had our upside target at 62,000, but unfortunately, it looks like we might not actually hit that. So there's no volume. That's something else we should really talk about. When we look at this 15-minute time frame here, you know, that first candle we had 46 million, but now we're down to 15 million and 2.6 million. So really, we had at the initial news 76 million volume. Volume has seriously tapered off right now. And so we might not get that move today. In fact, we're going to have to wait an hour or two to see Bitcoin actually decide to make a big move. But I guarantee a big move is going to come probably today or tomorrow. Like tomorrow when we stream, I doubt the price is going to be here. It's going to be somewhere else. Somewhere else. So yeah, wow, would you look at that? We took out this high at 61.3 just by a hair. CDW of yesterday's high. Would you look at that? I didn't even notice that we took out yesterday's high by a smidge here. You guys see this? This is called a chickens drinking water pattern. So we've made another drive of a bear div here. Let's take a look at our 1 hour time frame. Let's look at market Cipher B. We're going to make this chart bigger so we can all see it better. All right, let's take a look here. So you can see we made the high and then we took the high by a few dollars. We turn on market Cipher. And this could turn into a very, very bearish divergence. If a 1 hour dot confirms like down here, that could be very, very bearish. On the 24-minute time frame, as we made the higher high, money flow momentum getting lower. On the 12-minute time frame as well, we've got bear divs here. Money flow and momentum coming out big time as we take that high. Again, the 3 hour time frame, another drive of potential bearish div here after yesterday's bearish div, after just stop hunting that high a little bit. So yeah, this could be the beginning of a move to the downside. However, I do have to say this, things are still ambiguous here. 4 hour money flow getting thicker, 4 hour green dot. I would honestly, if I was in no positions right now, I would be waiting this one out. I'd be waiting for price to come to an actual level. Because if you remember, the two major areas that I'm looking for a trade are going to be up here and down here. So everything else in the middle for me is a no trade zone. All right, I don't care if we wick or pump or dump or whatever. That all to me is a no trade zone. If I was only looking at the 4 hour right now, I would say it's the most confusing thing in the world, man. There's a really good chance this is a significant top with this massive bearish divergence. But at the same time, I understand if we get a move down to this box, we will have a very juicy bullish divergence on the 4 hour. So again, I'm going to be waiting for these key levels here. And I do believe that tomorrow, which is a Thursday, we're going to be seeing price in a very, very different spot. Probably when Asia opens tonight around 8 p.m., around daily open, we're going to see some significant movement here with the Bitcoin price. All right. So we are going to do a 1,000 USDT giveaway. All right. We're going to do a giveaway. So if you want to win $1,000, well, head on over to the live chat. Let's see if we have any super chats to shout out here. Shout out to Marcos. Shout out to Eddie Gill. Shout out to Rich and H. God bless you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shout out to Unavailable. Every time they push rate cuts, recession follows. Yeah, of course, because the rate cuts come once the recession is basically already here, even though we haven't felt it yet. But honestly, any person in the world knows, like just by looking at what's been happening lately, like how much the economy has struggled, how many businesses have gone out, that the economy is in a really bad shape, right? We don't need numbers to tell us the economy is in really bad shape, right? So we're going to do a $1,000 giveaway right now. How we're going to do it is I want you guys to spam the chat, all right? And I'm going to count down from 10, hover, whatever name is hovered over my mouse, whatever name my mouse is hovered over, on a countdown from 10 wins $1,000, 1,000 Tether USDT. If you send me a Bitcoin address, then the tether is being sent to a Bitcoin address and you won't get it. So don't send a tether address. Don't send a Bitcoin address, only a tether address. It can be the Tron network, the Ethereum network, the Binance network. All right? Or Solana. So here we go. Spam the chat. Spam the chat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right. And we got to give a major shout out to my man, Daniel Ramirez. Daniel Ramirez, I'm glad you won, bro, because you're a regular in here. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Daniel Ramirez. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make Daniel Ramirez a moderator. And once I do, bro, then I will send you your tether, your $1,000. Shout out to Daniel Ramirez. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the giveaway. Daniel Ramirez winning 1,000 USDT. All right, Daniel, post your name in the chat. Post anything in the chat. All right. While we wait for you, Daniel Ramirez, we're gonna yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. All right, I'm gonna make you a mod, and then you can send me your tether address. And now let's listen to Jerome Powell. Let's listen to JP.
Growing at a solid pace. If you think 2025 should be a good year too. So there's no sense that the U.S. economy is basically fine. If you talk to market participants, I mean, you know, business people who are actually out there doing business. So I think, you know, I think our move is timely. I do, and as I said, you can see our 50 basis point move as a commitment to make sure that we don't fall behind. So you're really asking about your second question. You're asking about July, and I guess if you ask, you know, if we'd gotten the July report before the meeting, would we have cut? We might well have. We didn't make that decision, but you know, we might well have. I think that's not, you know, that doesn't really answer the question that we ask ourselves, which is, let's look, you know, when at this meeting we're looking back to the July employment report, the August employment report, the two CPI reports, one of which came, of course, during blackout, and all of the other things that I mentioned. We're looking at all of those things, and we're asking ourselves, what's the policy stance we need to move to? We knew it's clear that we clearly, literally, everyone on the committee agreed that it's time to move. It's just how fast do you go, and what do you think about the path forward? So this decision we made today had broad support on the committee, and I've discussed the path ahead.
Elizabeth. Thank you, Chair Powell. Elizabeth Schulze with ABC News. Mortgage rates have already been dropping in anticipation of this announcement.
All right, Daniel Ramirez, post your tether address in the chat, my man.
To drop over the next year.
Very hard for me to say. That's from our standpoint. I can't really speak to mortgage rates. I will say, you know, that'll depend on how the economy evolves. Our intention, though, is we think that our policy was appropriately restrictive. We think that it's time to begin the process of recalibrating it to a level that's more neutral rather than restrictive. We expect that process to take some time. As you
Daniel,
can see in the projections that we released today. And if things work out according to that forecast, other rates in the economy.
All right, Daniel, I got to see you soon, bro. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do another giveaway, all right? I already made you a moderator, bro. So post your tether address. All right, I got it. All right, got it, bro. Shout out to Daniel Ramirez. All right, Daniel. Congratulations, bro. Whoops, looks like there's no sound. Isn't that wild? All right, well, let's see if we can get the sound back on here. Sorry about that, guys. I thought we had sound. Oh, man.
Authorities avoids making monetary policy in a way that favors maybe people who are in office as opposed to people who are not in office. So that's the idea, is that, and I think the data are clear that countries that have independent central banks, they get lower inflation. And so we do our work to serve all Americans. We're not serving any politician, any political figure, any cause, any issue, nothing. It's just maximum employment and price stability on behalf of all Americans. And that's how the other central banks are set up too. It's a good institutional arrangement, which has been good for the public. And I hope and strongly believe that it will, continue.
Kyle.
Kyle Campbell for American Banker. Thanks for taking the questions, Chair Powell. A couple regulatory developments in the past week that I want to ask you about. First, last week, Vice Chair for Supervision, Michael Barr, outlined his views for the changes to the Basel III Endgame. I'm wondering if you are in alignment with him on what those changes should be, if those have support on the board in a broad way that you're looking for, and if you think the other agencies are also fully on board with that approach. And then yesterday, other banking regulators.
You know what? Hold the second question.
Okay, sure.
Let me we'll give you the second question. So, the answer to your question is that yes, those changes were negotiated between the agencies with my support and with my involvement, with the idea that we were going to repropose the changes that Vice Chair Barr talked about, and then take comment on them. So yes, that is, that's happening with my support.
Okay. Is there a date for that?
That's not a final proposal, though. You understand? We're putting them out for comment. We're going to take comment and make appropriate changes. We don't have a calendar date for that, And as for the other agencies, you know, the idea is that we're all moving together. We're not moving separately. So that I don't know exactly where that is, but the idea is that we will move as a group to put this again out for comment, and then, you know, it'll come. The comments will come back 60 days later, and we'll dive into them, and we'll try to bring this to a conclusion sometime in the first half of next year.
Right. And then yesterday there were merger reform finalizations from the other bank regulators. Well, what does the Fed have to do to align itself on merger?
You know, I would bounce that question to Vice Chair Barr. It's a good question, but I don't have that today. Thanks.
Jennifer for the last question.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. You said earlier that the decision today reflects with appropriate recalibration strength in the labor market that can be maintained in the context of moderate growth. Even though the policy statement says you view the risks to inflation and job growth as roughly balanced. Given what you've said, though, today, I'm curious, are you more worried about the job market and growth than inflation? Are they not roughly balanced?
No, I think, and we think they are now roughly balanced. So if you go back for a long time, the risks were on inflation. We had a historically tight labor market, historically tight. There was a severe labor shortage, so very hot labor market, and we had inflation way above target. So, you know, that said to us, concentrate on inflation, and we did for a while, and we kept at that. The stance that we put in place 14 months ago was a stance that was focused on bringing down inflation. Part of bringing down inflation, though, is cooling off the economy and a little bit cooling off the labor market. You now have a cooler labor market in part because of our activities. So what that tells you is it's time to change our stance. So we did that. The sense of the change in the stance is that we're recalibrating our policy over time to a stance that will be more neutral. And today was, I think we made a good, strong start on that. I think it was the right decision, and I think it should send a signal that that we're committed to coming up with a good outcome here.
Is the economy more vulnerable to a shock now that could tip it into recession?
I don't think so. I don't. There's as I look. Well, let me look at it this way. I don't see anything in the economy right now that suggests that the likelihood of a recession, of a downturn, is elevated. Okay, I don't see that. You see growth at a solid rate. You see inflation coming down, and you see a labor market that's still at very solid levels. So I don't really see that. No, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, well, that was it, man.
Jerome Powell is the best guy I know. Jerome Powell is the best guy I know.
Oh, music's over. All right, guys. Well, let's dive right into what is going on. Honestly, if I had to, looks dumpy, guys. Honestly, we took the high, bearish div. We took the high, ever so slight bearish div. We're losing POC. We're dumping. We're probably going to dump more. I was hoping we'd hit 62K. But, yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Target to the downside for me is going to be below 57.4. Yeah, below 57.4, give or take. So our white box on the screen here, 57.4. Thankfully, I gave my stop loss a little bit of breathing room on this short trade from yesterday. So we're still in the short trade. We're still in the long trade because this for me is last hope. Like, this is where I will either look to compound my long trade or actually get pretty bearish if we lose this. So I'm either looking for something like this or something like this. So we'll have to see how it goes. If we dump like crazy and we make a lower high, I will add to the short trade. And, you know, of course, we're still in the juicy short from $65,000 set up, given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. All right, guys. Well, let's see who we got in the chat. What do you guys think about all this FOMC stuff, man? What do you think about it all? Pretty nuts, right? Let's get some music back on, actually. Here we go. There we go. Got some nice music. All right. Shout out to Creekside Patriot in the chat. Shout out to you, Daniel V. Shout out to Pyro Zeus. Looks dumpy. It does look dumpy. Gold's dumping now. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. Now probably, yeah, we're probably going to dump. We're going to come back tomorrow and see the damages of a dump. I was really hoping we'd push up to 62K. That was a pretty disappointing dump. Let's take a look at gold. Oof! Man, gold. All right, let's take a look at the S&P 500. Ooh, man, S&P 500 looks like absolute garbage, man. Another CDW, another swing failure pattern of the swing failure pattern with bear divs. It looks pretty bad, honestly. Not very strong, to be honest with you. So yeah, for Bitcoin, if we're going to keep dumping, we want to be aware of our box down here between 56.7 and I'd say 57.4. If we lose that, things start to look pretty bearish because that will be a change of market structure where we now make our first lower high, right? I'm sorry, first lower low after this move to the upside here, okay? So, tomorrow, I think we will know if this is going to hold or not. Typically, we get big moves after FOMC, so don't be surprised, guys, if we just keep on dropping tonight. If you're trading this, make sure to use good risk management and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, shout out to Joe Potter. Shout out to J. Paul. You're hearing Discord beeps on my end? I'm not even hearing Discord beeps. Hang on. You're hearing Discord beeps? I'm not even hearing Discord beeps. What the heck? All right, now everyone's calling for 15K. Just relax, guys. Just relax. We'll take it step by step, all right? We'll take it step by step. We'll take it step by step. Gold, man, taking a massive dump. Let's take a look. Crazy. Crazy. Gold looking crazy. Oof. Honestly, though, gold just took the highs. Now gold took the lows. This could actually be bullish for gold, to be honest with you. Look at this. Gold just took the low with a, honestly, a pretty bullish div on the 1 hour. Let's check out the 4 hour. Not looking the best. Let's check out the 24 minute. We had a pretty bearish div at this high. This could give us a little bit of a retrace here. And if we're going to keep dumping on gold, we look at the Fibonacci golden pocket coming back to. Yeah. If we're going to get a retrace on gold and continue dumping, 2,582, that's going to be where we retrace. Or, you know, if we come above this level, very strong. Honestly, very, very strong looking. Because that's the highest volume node, value area high, and the Fibonacci golden pocket. Bitcoin, well, you know, overall, it looks pretty dang bearish, to be honest with you. I really wish we had come up a little bit higher. But I do have to say, overall, we took the high, ever so slight, and look at the 24-minute. It does not look good with money flow and momentum. So we're going to have to kind of wait this one out and see what happens, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, the FOMC aftermath, to see how she goes. And I do have a feeling when New York closes, we're going to see a big move, right? Around 4 or 5 p.m. And then when Asia opens at 8 p.m. New York time, we're going to see some pretty serious movage happening. Shout out to Daniel V. Shout out to Simon G. Shout out to R. Take a look at Sol. Let's take a look at Sol. Let's remove everything on Sol. Sol has done nothing, but I would say this. Money flow on the daily looks like poo. Money flow on the daily looks like poo. This low looked nice on Sol. But we failed. This trigger wave right here failed to give us a higher high. If Bitcoin's going to dump, Sol is going to dump, right? Sol has been trading in this range as well since February. So again, Sol, Bitcoin, I'd say in the same boat. If Sol is going to lose this descending triangle, we are going to see some significant follow through. If we hold support, then obviously we could come back up and same with Bitcoin, right? But if Bitcoin's going to dump, Sol is going to dump. And if Bitcoin's going to lose the range, Sol is going to lose the range. And if that happens, well, let's just take the measured move and see where our target would be. We'll pull a fib from low to high. It would be right at the Fibonacci golden pocket, guys. Fibonacci golden pocket from the bear market to the all-time high, right? That's where, if this thing breaks down, we're looking at that Fibonacci golden pocket. Support resistance flip coming in right around, let's say 80 bucks. It's a very key zone. We've had it all the way back here, August 21, March 22, February 24, right? Something like this, a nice retest, support resistance flip. If we break down. If we don't break down, then we're at support. But so far, this move at support hasn't looked very strong to me, to be honest with you. You know? Let's take a look at ETH. So ETH bounced from that golden pocket, but again, failed to make higher highs. So we don't want to see ETH lose this golden pocket. If ETH loses the golden pocket, then we're looking back down to like a $1,600 ETH. We don't really have much support until we come back down to retest $1,600. ETH at $1,600 is pretty much the same as Bitcoin at 40K, right? We lose this, we just continue to take all this liquidity until we retest this key high volume node 786 level, you know? Of course, if everything holds here, then that changes. But assuming Bitcoin's going to get downward for a little while here, if this is really a sell the news event, shout out to Wuzen. He says, scared money makes no money. Leverage as high as you can stomach. Guys, please be responsible with your leverage, man. Please be responsible with your leverage. Just wait for October. Yeah, I mean, you know, going back like a year here. Going back like a year on Bitcoin. The last time we had a range last this long was the same exact time frame. Basically from the beginning of March until the end of September, beginning of October, we had this sideways range. And this thing lasted for approximately 223 days. So now we've been in this range for approximately 206 days, right? So 223 days will put us at October, the beginning of October, guys. It will put us Wednesday, October 9th. Wednesday, October 9th. All right, so if we start to dump here, maybe we come down to 40K Wednesday, October 9th. Can you imagine that? And then pump it up. That would be crazy. Shout out to Bernie. Jason, tell my mom she isn't a real UB40 fan, please. I don't know what that is, but I guess, Bernie's mom, you're not a real UB40 fan. I'm sorry to say. I don't mean to burst your bubble. Is there any important news? Nah. Shout out to Rich and HH for the super chat. All right. Shout out to everyone for the super chat. Rich and HH says, would you agree that even if we dump a range for the rest of September, it's setting up to be a bullish October as they usually are? I do believe that the last quarter of 2024 has the potential to be very bullish into the beginning of 2025. There's also a chance that it doesn't, right? But it's very difficult based on the way the chart looks right now to be 100% certain of a bullish October. It's very difficult right now. I'd need to see something happen that would make me say there's a reason for me to feel bullish, right? Right now we're just thinking historically October's bullish, but we need to see something on a chart. We need to see some kind of flip of resistance into support. We need to see some kind of sign of strength with market structure. So far we've seen a lot of signs of weakness with structure, you know? So, all right. Well, guys, I'm going to head out, man. My mouse just died. It's been a great stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. May God bless you in Jesus' name. Even if you're not religious, may Jesus bless you. You and your family. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.